Yo, Lamar Gibbs here, Thoughts of Redemption, you already know. Came across a pic the other day, and it really made me think, made me want to really talk about this because it was basically a scenario where you were driving on a highway and you came across a van that had a bad accident. You were trying to check and see who was in the car, and you came across a whole lot of money in that van. And it basically asked you, what would you do in that scenario? Would you take some money? Would you leave it and just call the cops and try to take care of the situation in the right way or whatever? And I saw a lot of comments. I was giving different answers, and I just came in the comments and I just left a simple message that said that because God knows that I'm good, I'm not going to touch that money. That's enough for me to not really mess with that kind of stuff like that. And somebody came in the comments, understandably so, and it was like, yo, I'm not really trying to hear that. I need that money. If I need that money, I could use it for some good stuff. Nobody's gonna really miss it, so I'm good. And I get it because you can have a lot of uses for money in that way. But it really got me to thinking on the value of integrity, thinking on the value of just honesty and the value of God's blessing and the way that it comes. That's an outlandish situation. That's a situation that doesn't really occur all the time. But I know we can think of certain situations where people wouldn't really see what we would do, especially when it comes to financial stuff, like if somebody lost money, somebody lost jewelry, or somebody just lost something and they probably won't find it, especially if you're in like a big city like me, like in New York City, somebody probably won't really find it like that. Or you come across any type of situation where you know you can seek out who possesses what was lost, but then if you didn't seek it out, you can get away with it. And it just had me really thinking, because I know how easy it is and tempting it is to make a decision to not do what you know is right to do than to do what you know is right to do. Because it can be easy to not be a person of integrity, or it can be easy to not be a person that's just honest and to take it. Because I can even imagine and hear right now some Christians that would say, yo, that's a blessing from God. Maybe not the accident situation, but like the situation where somebody may have lost some money and you came across it and nobody would really find out. And so you figure that it would be a blessing. And so you think that you would take it. But I've had to really think, and I really came to the conclusion and I've learned even that God does not bless what displeases him. And I know it can be so easy to do it, and I just encourage you to really think about how awesome it is as a believer to be in a place of honesty, to be in a place of integrity, to be in a place of having a sensitive heart towards God and the things of God. No matter how tempting it could be, no matter how much people would question you making the decision that you made, because how they would have reacted to the situation, how would the normal response would be to a situation like that would be not to seek out what's good and righteous to do. And it's kind of crazy because I just saw on the news somebody found a treasure chest in their backyard that belonged to the neighbors that the neighbor had actually lost. And before telling the neighbor, they saw that there was money in there was jewelry in there. And it's crazy. It struck me because the person was like, yo, I just don't want to have bad karma. So I'm gonna just let it go. And isn't it interesting to know that somebody that speaks of karma and instead of reaping and sowing can understand the biblical principle of reaping and sowing by not taking what's not theirs, because they could have just taken it. They could have kept their mouth shut. Not said a word. Took it, put it in the bank, and sell the jewelry off, get more money, keep the jewelry, whatever. But even in their own understanding, they valued good karma enough to not even mess with that. But we have something greater than karma. We have the grace of God, we have the love of the Father, and we have his integrity, his trustworthiness, his honesty, his honor. And as believers, if you are at a place where you might have responded in the way of kind of taking the money and would have seen it as a blessing from God. You don't have to feel less of a Christian, but it's just a challenge that I would encourage you with, to really challenge the way that you think on just prosperity, blessing, how you think about integrity and what really matters to God, because it may look like a small thing, and it is a small thing. Let me say that. It is a small thing, but integrity is still great. It is still righteous. It is still something that God wants to form in us. And so I just encourage you with that, to just be a man and woman of integrity, to be a man and a woman that doesn't seek to do right like this in a way that makes God owe you, so he should bless you because you did good, but just do it because it's the will of God. Do it because his will is your sanctification, as the word says. Just be that person of integrity. Continue to transform the way that you think, just as he's changed your life. This is Lamar Gibbs once again. God bless.